why 90% of businesses fail. Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Before we get started, like always, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. We're diving deep on another topic that is just on my heart, like we've done for the past about 4 weeks now. Last week, we broke down how we lost out on $20,000 just by simply not collaborating with somebody. If you haven't watched that video, go back to the channel and watch that video. Today, we're going to break down why 90% of businesses fail. Yes, like startup businesses, 90% of them fail. I have a statistic right here, straight from mbroker.com. Now, to be honest, I don't know how accurate this data is, but we're going to rock with it, okay? Because it seems about right. Now, there's this statistic out here that 90% of startups fail. 90 of these, 10% of them fail in the first year. And then the majority of them fail within year 2 and 5. It says about 70% of them fail between 2 and 5. Now, I believe there are only 2 main reasons why all these startups are failing. The first thing being the drive, like the fire inside somebody, allows somebody to stop taking action in the first year. That's probably the 10%. And then the second one being the environment that these people are putting themselves in. They just aren't around the people actually doing business. They aren't around mentors. They aren't around the right people. So let's really break down in depth why this is. So there's the first part, right, where people just lose the drive and fire inside them, and then they just stop taking action. I was just on a call with one of my partners that I have in a business, and he started out another business. This is probably about 6 months ago. He started a solar company. Okay. And I kind of had an idea that this might not work out because I'm like, dude, I don't think you're going to really like this solar company, to be completely honest with you. But he kept rocking with it. I think he was kind of successful. He got some deals done with it. But ultimately, today I had a conversation with him and he said, Mike, I'm done with the solar business. It just wasn't for me. I'm like, what changed, bro? He's like, to be completely honest with you, I was just doing it for the money. Like, I wasn't doing it for any other reason, just for the money. And I kind of lost the drive to do it. And I realized I should be spending all my time and energy on the businesses that like we have together and all my other stuff that I got going on, because that stuff sets me on fire. And I'm like, oh, that's good. That's really good. So pretty much you have this fire inside of you that makes you just take action no matter what. So for example, me in the beginning, when I first started my wholesaling business, you guys have probably heard this by now, but I went 7 months with no deals. And in these 7 months, I'm dumping into marketing. I'm spending thousands of dollars in marketing. I'm generating leads. I'm doing all the things, and I'm not stopping. I'm like full-fledged going full steam ahead. But I went 7 months without getting a deal. And I'm not going to lie, I'm human. I was getting discouraged at some points, right? There was even a time where I can remember I was on my bathroom floor, just feeling like defeated, in tears. Like, dang, should I keep going? Should I keep going or what? But no, I just kept waking up every single day, kept getting after it. Now, I believe that there is a call on my life to be here growing this wholesaling business for a specific reason, because I had that fire. Now, I've also had situations where I've been in other businesses. Like, for example, I used to own a junk removal business, like 1-800-GOT-JUNK. And that lasted for about maybe 8 months or so. And it was successful. We actually had some good business operating. We were making money and all this stuff. We had a decent clientele, and we were finding out how to generate new leads through PPC and all this type of stuff. It was pretty good, actually. But me and my partner that I had that business with, both of us were like, dude, we are not the junk guys. Like, this just does not set me on fire. It's cool. We got a lot of experience from it. We grew a business and it was cool. But at the end of the day, it just wasn't for us. That fire just wasn't inside of us. So I believe that every single person on this earth has a call on their life, meaning they are supposed to be doing specific things. Like, we are called here. Like, I was literally placed on this earth to do a certain thing. And one of the things, in my opinion, for me, was to grow a wholesaling business, because it allowed me to venture off to a bunch of different things. It was actually funny. I'm going to go off on a little tangent here, but I was talking to Karen. You guys have probably heard about Karen at this point. She's my main VA. She like pretty much runs my wholesale business. I was talking to her earlier, and I was like, Karen, think about all the stuff that we built in the beginning. We're building the scripts, the systems, the processes, pretty much everything. I built it with Karen together. And I was like, think about all that work that we did in the first like 6 months. We were building that out with the intention in our mind that we were going to get our first deal and our first couple deals. And that's all we were doing to try to build these systems and processes. And then all of a sudden, fast forward 3 years, those same systems and processes and scripts and all that stuff is now being used to coach a bunch of different virtual assistants and help a bunch of different people that I will never even know. Like, that's part of the reason that I was called to grow that wholesaling business, because it's helping everybody else out. But there was a fire inside of me. It's almost like I can't even explain it. It was like I would wake up every single day and I'm like, no, I don't care if I didn't get that deal. I don't care if this didn't work and I didn't generate leads that day. I don't care. I'm waking up the next day and I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. And I believe this statistic that says right here that 90% of startups fail, 10% of them being within the first year. I believe that 10% is probably like my homie who did the solar company. Like, they just lose the fire. They lose the drive. And that's actually a good thing. That means you're getting out of something that you are not called to do. If you're having this feeling right now, like, dang, I'm kind of forcing it right now. I don't really feel like it. Feel like doing the thing, and you're going week after week and you're like, I'm not really finding any purpose within this, then that might be an indicator that you're not walking in your calling. Okay. Which is actually a good thing. Now you're like, okay, cool. Now what's my calling? Then you go hammer that. So I believe these 10% and maybe even more after the first year or so, but definitely the majority of these 10%ers here that fail in the beginning fail because it's just not for them, because they're not called to do that. They lose the drive and they just don't keep moving forward. And that's okay. Go on to the next business. Trust me, I've been there. I've been in multiple businesses before. So that's why I believe these people are failing in the beginning, is because they're just losing the drive. Okay. But there was also a second thing that I said, the environment. I could probably go off on a 24-hour long video about this, but I'm going to break it down into just a couple different things. Your environment ends up being who you are. Okay. So if you are hanging around people actually doing deals, if you're hanging around mentors, if you're hanging around people that are going to uplift you and guide you, then you're probably going to start doing deals. So for me in the beginning, right, I told you I went 7 months with no deals at all. During those 7 months, I didn't really have any guidance. I didn't have a community of people doing deals together. It was literally just me trying to figure it out pretty much on my own on YouTube, right? And my drive kept me going. My calling kept me going. I kept going. And I kept failing. But I woke up every day and I kept going. Okay. So I kept going. And then in month 7, I finally hired a coach and got into mentorship and got around people that were actually doing deals. And literally 3 weeks later, I did my first deal. And ever since then, I started crushing deals. So it was almost like something unlocked. All of a sudden, the environment that I put myself in allowed me to start really going out and doing the thing, actually start gaining traction. So it is your environment that you put yourself in. Now, this can be breaking down into so many different things. It could be your friends. It could be, wherever you're putting yourself in, like the actual environments, like the rooms. I'm talking about if you're hanging out at the bar, it's probably not a good place to be at. If you're hanging out at the strip joint, it's probably not a good place to be at, right? Like, you're probably not going to get much real estate deals done there. That, and then also your people that are like connected to you, not your friends, but like your mentors and the people that are going to guide you. So one of the biggest things that really helped me out, I would say, breaking it down to 2 things for me, my like actual areas that I was in, I'm not, hanging out in the strip joints or bars or anything like that. So it wasn't that in the beginning for me, but it was the community. I didn't have a community and I didn't have a mentor. Then all of a sudden, those 2 things came in my life, 7 months of me bashing my head against a wall in the business. And then boom, I started doing deals. To sum it up, if you're feeling like, dang, I don't have this fire inside of me, it's all good. It might not be your calling. Move on to the next thing. You got to taste a lot of things sometimes. I literally have been through, like, I would say just off the top of my head, probably like 6 different industries. I'll never forget. I had somebody tell me before, oh, Mike, you're just doing way too much. You're doing like way too many things. And I was kind of offended at one point when I was just like, dude, I can do a bunch of different things. He was kind of right. I needed to focus on one thing for that thing to actually work, but I needed to taste all those different things that I was doing to finally find real estate and triple down on it. And now it's just like real estate's my thing. And that's part of my calling. Okay. That, and then your environments. Change your environments. Get around the people that are doing deals. Get around good mentors that can guide you and give you a blueprint, and stop hanging out at the strip joint. I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace.